Lay down.
I just realized that that's the old video, so it's okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Breaking the Vlog. And we are going to be talking about a specific topic today, and it hits all of us at some point in time in our writing creative career. So I am going to let my co-hosts introduce themselves. Rach, if you want to go first, then Sako.
Sure. I am Rachel Nee Adams. I write all kinds of fun stuff. Usually has something to do with supernatural. And right now we are closing out our first urban fantasy paranormal romance series called the Dragon Tasker series. So just keep an eye on my channel and keep an eye on racheldadams.com for more information on that. Sako?
Hi, folks. I'm Sako Toomey. I write horror under the name Cass Voight, and I am suffering from the thing we're going to talk about today.
For those of you that do not know me, hi, and welcome to my channel. I am writer Sam Wicker. I write smexy boys. So romantasy usually, sometimes a dabble in a little bit of erotica, and we go from there. So we'll say hey to the chat. We have a Jenny, we have a Liz, we have a Dawn, we have a Maggie, Rach pulling double duty, and a cat paw. That tracks. Mercury is retrograde. Oh no. Dawn says, just waking up, the brain is not braining yet. That's fine. That's the reason why we moved this back to 11 o'clock.
It is 11 o'clock. It is Eastern. And we are still drinking coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I have switched to water now, but I'm
still on my first cup of coffee. Officially. You see the size of the cup.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my big troublemakers.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, it's cute. I like that.
Yeah. All right. So the topic of
Poor Unfortunate Souls is in my head.
The topic for today is burnout, or kind of a writer's block. We're going to be talking about which it could possibly be and tips and tricks that you could do to get past that point. Also, reading blocks, because all of us here have not been able to read as much as we usually do. So yeah, it's just all the blocks all the time. We're going to talk about it. So, Sako, do you want to explain your situation first? And we'll go from there.
Okay, so it has been September since I worked on the sequel for Flambeau, and it's been since November that I worked on Borrowed Time. And I really want to get back into them, like, logically, but when I bring up the files, I just stare at the screen. Same with the reading. I'm really bad about giving myself time to actually read what I enjoy, and so I'm sucking at the self-care part. I'm trying my best, but it's hard going. I think it's somewhere between burnout and somewhere between uh, just pathological productivity because I'm working on another art project. And I'm struggling a little bit.
Yeah, totally, totally get that. Rach, you want to explain the reader situation and other things that you're going through, and we'll just combine everything together.
Yeah, we were discussing before we came on that basically we have the same problem. Where mine is, I've been reading so many craft books.
Your sound is
Your
watery.
audio,
Yeah.
your audio is a little muddled.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Much.
So my open earbuds want to be my mic for some reason. So I have to change it back. Okay. If it's better. So I read so many articles, so many craft books and stuff that then I've got that plus my writing going on, and I don't have time, or I don't make time for fun stuff. As a matter of fact, I've gotten into a situation where I will actually volunteer as tribute for ARCs and betas because I know that I will enjoy the books and also be able to say, oh, but this is productivity too. So that's
Yeah.
kind of toxic productivity right there. And that's one of the things that I noticed because I was so happy to get Sam's book because she has a lot of humor in her stuff and a lot of fun. And I really fall in love with the characters easy. So I'm just like, okay, so this is kind of going to be my break, but it's a beta read really, or, it's or an arc read, and I really need to make a conscious effort to not do that and to actually just read something for the hell of it instead of just doing it this way. So I was telling him about that I can't get into a book. Like I literally, the first book that I tried, and I'm not going to name the book because it's not the book's fault, it's my fault. It was really, has been, it took me a whole month and a half to read it, which is not normal for me. But it's because it's almost like I put everything else in front of it, and then I would have to come back to it and then start over. So I would like go back a chapter or something to remind myself, hey, this is what's going on. These are the characters and everything. So I was just wondering if other people experience that because you're so focused on your writing and on the stuff that you're doing research with that then the fun stuff just kind of flies out your ear.
So I'm kind of in the same way. I'm still somewhat able to write, but it's in shorter spurts. Like I'm used to doing 5,000 words a day ish. Well, anywhere between 2,000 and 5,000. But now it's like maybe a paragraph, maybe 500 words. And reading, all of last year, I think I only read, well, I read a lot of webtoons, so I'm kind of sort of counting those, but I can't really know how many episodes I read because I blow through a lot of them. But I didn't read any books. I would start off and I would get like 3 chapters in, and then I would want to change to a different book to see if it was more what I needed. And this year I started Practical Demonology. And it's the first book that I've actually gotten like 3/4 of the way through. And I think it's because one, it's medical. Two, it's fantasy, and 3 is there's some hilarious points in it, and it's you got to figure out what the disease is, kind of thing. Um, so I need to find more books like that, apparently. But yeah, it's difficult. I don't do self care. Barely. I barely remember to eat. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't like this feeling.
Yeah, no.
So what?
I think one begets the other.
Yeah, we're calling Liz out. Margaret. Everybody agreeing.
Also, to Maggie's point,
Times.
I feel like, am I being more picky than I used to be? Like, I don't, when I'm reading a book, my brain goes into editor mode, I guess. And, or like one of the books that I tried to read was 2 points of view, but the secondary point of view kept repeating what I already knew. And I was like,
I
I can't do
have
that
seen
anymore.
a couple of,
I can't do that.
yeah.
The story itself was fantastic. I really loved the premise and I really loved the story, but when you're reading the same thing happening, but from somebody else's point of view, I'm like, I can't do that. So that's not going to happen
Yeah, me
anymore.
either. I won't mention the writer, but yes, I have. I was doing for someone who was getting into horror, and they were doing just that. They were doing 2 points of view. Like scene 1, it would be from one point of view, and then scene 2 would be the same event from a different point of view. And I was like, if you're writing horror, that goes away. And they didn't get back to me.
I mean, yeah.
So
That's just
I
like
guess
saying you're writing a
I guess my
romance, but it's not a happily ever after. Well, then it's not a traditional
a
romance.
romance.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. All right. So Margaret says, "I walk in rain or nap." Uh, Hello, Rita. Rita says, "A nap, watch TV in color, um, live by procrastinativity." That's like been our new word since what 2024.
Yeah,
Mhm.
at least.
Yeah. So as long as I'm doing something productive, it counts. But when I have burnout, it's more frustration with things that make me feel like, what is the point of any of this? And why don't I just delete all my channels and my Amazon page too? Oof.
Mm.
Liz says, I'm definitely more picky than I used to be. If it
Me
feels
too.
like I've read this before more than once or same again, I put it down. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so Well, Sako, you have multiple projects going on at the same time, and you said that you're working on an art piece right now, and you can't really focus on writing.
Right.
So maybe that's what you need, like right now, for you in this time, is to be more creative that way.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
so.
maybe that's what your brain's trying to tell you or something.
Mhm.
Other than that, maybe the writing, like you're maybe in the muddy middle and it's not as exciting. So maybe you need to write like a side scene or something to get back into it. Maybe.
I don't think I'm bored with my projects. I'm
Okay.
just like I'm So with borrowed time, I'm inserting scenes, and with Delphian, I am struggling with a transition from one scene to the next, and then I'll write the next scene. And it should be my element. Like, I should have no problem writing it, but I'm so hung up on this transition.
Do you ever just skip ahead? Can you,
Yes, I
can your brain do
do.
that and maybe then come back to that transition, or have you already done that?
I Yes, I
Oh,
have.
dang it.
I do that. I did that a lot with chest, but it's I just need the zero draft transition, and then I can move on. Like I'm I'm just like slogging through it.
Hmm. I've only been like stuck on a transition once because I've only jumped ahead once because I like to write my books linearly. Otherwise, it's not happening because I've already told the story. So there's going to be a big gap. And I just write 5 years later. But I don't know. I don't know a trick for that really, other than just going back and or maybe rereading everything, and maybe it'll come to you.
Yeah, maybe so. It's chapter 9.
Yeah. Well, it's not too bad.
So,
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
it's it's like we're all struggling about the same stuff, and we're like, "Well, I heard that this works."
It is odd because it's like this time we're bringing our problems to the forefront, and we're just like, so this is where what we're experiencing. If you're experiencing it, what do you do? Now, Margot is like, I just get up and walk away. But the thing is like I've gotten up and walked away. I've gone and done other things. There's been other stuff go on, and then I come back to it, and I'm just like, okay, but I still just I'll read a little bit of it, and then I'm like, okay, well, but my brain is just not here. My brain is just not happening. So
Yeah.
I guess at some point for me, I'm just like, okay, well, then I can't do, but it's reading. So it doesn't affect my income. That's the that's the thing. It's like
Right.
when you're writing and that happens, then you're like, okay, but now I can't get it ready for the Kickstarter. I can't get, anything done. I don't want to schedule anything because it's not done, which is what I'm going through right now, which is not fun.
Mhm.
So, yeah, then everything kind of gets put on the back burner because you've got this one project that absolutely has to get done.
Yeah. And then you feel guilty about not doing stuff, and that just sends you down
Productivity guilt is
right
Yeah.
further down the spiral.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like it's not even productive. I mean, I guess it could be considered productivity guilt, but it's like these are books that I want to read. Like there's a whole shelf back there that's like I want to read it, and it's
Yeah.
fun stuff. But then I guess this productivity guilt comes into play where, and if I do read that, then I'm not doing something that I should be doing, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, because I had no problem reading your books before, so I'm hoping that maybe that breaks me out of it. Same with Mama Maggie's Werecow
Yeah.
story. I was like, oh, this is great, but it's different, and I'm so enmeshed in my genre, and actually horror has been a thing lately. horror podcasts mainly. But so it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe something will break me out of it and I can go back to reading just romance and fantasy and stuff like that too. I don't know.
No. No. I just, yeah. So I have, where is it? Like over here, a shelf of our fellow AuthorTube books.
Yeah.
And I've wanted to read them so I can leave reviews and just help support that way. And start actually sharing them and know what I'm talking about other than, hey, this is a great book.
Yeah. Actually critique the book a little bit. Yeah.
Right. And pull out like character names and stuff like that so I can use it in whatever. But again, I mean, it took me forever to get through a beta read, and it's not because I don't like what I was beta reading. It was because I loved it so much. I wanted to try to give it a good go so that I would actually, comment on it and everything. But even then, I know my comments were lackluster.
Look, I warn everybody, if I'm going to give you a review, I don't like spoilers and I don't like giving spoilers. So a lot of times I've read some reviews that are like full of spoilers. Like they'll tell the whole story for you on the review. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And I've had somebody question me like, oh, did you really read this? Because you didn't mention this, this, and this. And I'm like, I'm not going to mention it because it's a spoiler. And I gave her the name of one of her characters, one of the side characters that doesn't show up until the end, and said, I think that you should actually give this one a little bit more time, to be fair. And they were like, oh, you did read it. Like, yeah, but I'm not going to do a review, and I'm not going to do a review for that person at all again. But I'm not going to do a review that has a lot of spoilers in it. So no.
Yeah. Liz says, I'm just permanently exhausted. I've got adrenal fatigue to contend with as well. So reading things that stirs stress or fear is out, or I make sure I know how it goes. Yeah. I'll get back to your question, Rach.
Oh, I just put it up there because I didn't want to forget it.
Okay.
We get to it.
Okay. It feels the world is so crazy. My stories are more irreverent than ever. Yeah. My husband shared something with me this morning, and I'm like, oh, we got to search this. And then we almost started breaking the block late because.
Yeah.
Margaret said, well, my worst case has set it aside for 10 months to do other things. Just coming back and now the last few weeks. Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that I have other projects to do because that happens.
Yeah, it does. That's it. I want to read it, not write it.
Somebody else do this.
Yeah.
Hire a ghostwriter. One thing has worked is going back to inspirational source material. For me, a book about Irish cottages, and now I'm moving to a personal account of a rebellion. Hadn't been able to face it yet. Dawn says, I'm just going to start feeling productive again and have the energy and being allowed to do it again. Yeah. The book about Irish cottages is a picture book, which may be part of the success. That's an idea.
Yeah.
I mean, since you can't be there all the time unless you live in Ireland, of course, then pictures are like taking a walk through there.
Doing the research for this last book, that was how I really got into the second half of the book, was looking up Irish countryside and the legends again that I had already had in my mind about how a dragon's lair would look in that setting. So that helped me out. So I concur.
Good. Dawn's been writing horror. Does that count? having horrible nightmares and haven't had those in years. So writing them down when I wake up, figuring they'll be good for writing material. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Might as
Yeah.
well be useful. Might as well be useful for something.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I had like a weird zombie dream the other day, and I'm like, I don't like zombie stories. No offense. It just me and zombies don't get along. The only one that I've been able to get into is Walking Dead, and then even that fizzled out
That's
for me.
that. Yeah, that series is more about people and less
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Yeah. Once Daryl Dixon was gone, I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
You lasted longer than I did.
You lasted longer than I did. Yeah.
I've gotta have my Boondock Saints boy. I mean,
It's
that was just him taking out a Boondock Saints and put into Zombieland.
mhm.
uh, like bone deep to the core of my soul. Yeah. I live in libraries and genealogy sections for info and details as well as for good names too, for characters and names. Yeah. Hooray for adult picture books. Not that kind. All right. So
What
I
about
figure.
Rachel's question?
Hmm?
What about
Yeah,
Rachel's question?
we'll get into that in just a second. I just kind of want to like go over like the tips and tricks that people always say, just in case, we forgot about it and we need to try it. So the ones that I remember is, like Margaret said, taking a walk, putting it down for a while, doing something else, um, rereading it. Uh, now, according to the chat, doing research that surrounds it or that is in your book and Rach. What else?
Redefine success.
There you go.
Value rest as essential.
Mm.
So actually put it in your schedule that rest is part of the work schedule.
Yep.
And then self-compassion, if you can.
Mm.
Uh, basically treat yourself as though you like your inner, like you would a 5-year-old is what I've heard. And
That's interesting.
so instead of yelling and scolding and like, let's say a 5-year-old has a glass of water or milk and they slop it on the floor. And what are you going to do? Are you going to yell at the child and smack him around and do terrible things? Or are you going to say, well, that's okay. Help me clean it up and maybe use 2 hands in the future and it's okay. Everything's fine.
Right.
Be as compassionate to yourself as you would a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
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 Focus on process over outcome. Why are you in such a rush to get stuff done? Like, actually question the urgency. Not every task requires immediate action. Let's see, actionable tips.
Well, I know that.
Set clear boundaries.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Before my brain lets go of it, because you were talking about kind of comparing to a 5-year-old. Also,
Mhm.
what if we take ourselves back to when we were school kids and the reading part was actually the fun part that we couldn't wait to get back to, and everything
Mhm.
else was the dreary part, the writing and the lessons and stuff that we were trying to get away from. And if we have that mentality, instead of seeing reading as part of our duty, we see it as a vacation from our duties, because that's how I viewed reading when I was a kid, was it was my escape. So I believe that part of my problem might be that I've lost that, because I see reading now as, oh, it's got to be part of the duty for me to read, and I should be seeing it as my escape. So I think maybe it's also the mental challenge of that I need to really think about.
Okay. Any other tips?
Disconnect from devices. So, like, take breaks from your screens and your work notifications when you're on rest. Delegate where you can. Time management. Learn to say no.
Learn to say no to yourself too.
Yes. Yes. Avoid overcommitting. Yeah. Schedule breaks and downtime, which I mentioned. Setting clear boundaries. So, like, you work from X time to Y time, and then you clock out. There has to be a time where you clock out. And when you work for yourself, or like that's your full-time gig, that can be really tough.
It is.
So that was one of the big lessons that I learned when I started working for myself, was the clock out time was essential.
I also have a time frame where it's like the relaxed time. You've got to have something to bring you back down. So, but coming from somebody with I'm not sure, the chaos in my brain. I get naps here and there, and then I'm wide awake, ready to go. So, I have to be like, okay, but do I really need to get back on the computer right now? I've got to talk to myself about just being lazy, but it's actually not being lazy. It's, you need some time away from the computer.
So I feel like what you could benefit from is, like, I want to work for 5 hours today. So you can take your nap, you can get up bright and squirrely, and then write your stuff for an hour, and then go rest and
And then break it
kind of
into several hours, not the same bunch.
not all bunched together, right? As long as you work for 5 hours that day. So, especially if you nap for more than once a day, like, you can, like, so the clock out time is kind of wishy-washy, right? So as long as you reach that 5 hour, so I would track that throughout the day. And then when you're done with your 5 hours, you do your relaxy part, your clock out, your reading. And if you gotta do the reading for the arcs and the betas and stuff like that, like, so be it. Like, as long as you enjoy it, as long as you gain spoons while reading it, like, that's a great plan.
Yeah.
Also, the tip of trying to, like, if you have writer's block, trying to write in a specific place in your home and then do everything. Yeah,
Environment.
make the environment that's conducive to your writing, or write in some place new if you already have the environment set up, like go to a cafe, or even if you have a laptop or iPad or whatever, go sit on a bench in the park and maybe right
Mhm.
there. So that's another one I just remembered.
One thing that I
But
saw I
yeah.
saw on somebody else's stream was that they are intentional about going somewhere and. So if they leave their office or their normal place of employment, then they can feel like they're free to do other things. So I guess
Right.
what I saw last month, because I had so many appointments to take people to and to go to, was if I happened to be out and I found a space, then I could read. And it was almost like giving myself permission then to read because I wasn't at home. I wasn't here at the desktop. So, and I'm wondering if, taking the laptop, some people might want to do that at least once a month to go out and take their laptop and write somewhere else because it'll be a refreshment, a refreshing situation. I may start trying to at least once per week go somewhere and just read
Yeah.
and get lost. I think that might be something too. Since you mentioned it, the changing of the area, change my place.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I go to different parts of the house with my iPad and kind of change up my environment a little bit, and sometimes that helps. I can't work in a cafe or anything like that because the noise. I listen to the conversations around me, and I'm a ambivert, so like sometimes I'll reach out and try to join the conversation, or yeah, like, so the write-ins were tricky in November because I didn't write at the write-ins. I talked about the book
Mhm.
and the writing process, but I never get any work done, you know.
Yeah, Dawn, that's a caretaker mentality, and we've discussed that. You need to be like,
Mhm.
look, I will be a caretaker for a certain amount of time, but then you're gonna have to take care of me
Mhm.
because that's something that I had to learn in my 40s. I still do fall into it. Like I don't even have all the kids living here, and I'll still fall into the caretaker mode. We had a flood
Mhm.
here in our house, and so we wound up living with our kids for a month. Well, their house was spotless by the time I left. I mean, because I just fell right back into caretaker mode, and I was supposed to be doing stuff for me.
Mhm.
Oh, well, some of us, it's our job. And there was science basically talking about how if you work for 8 hours a day, you actually only get 5 hours of work done.
Yeah,
So I make my day 5 hours, and I get more done in 5 hours than I ever did in
yeah,
8.
they have it in the Netherlands too. I think that's part of the reason they changed the hours per week that people work because people,
Mhm.
after a certain amount of time, their brain is like, nah, I'm not doing it. You know how, like on Fridays, after half the day on Fridays, whenever I was working in the corporate world, most everybody they weren't doing anything that was productive. Really, they were just trying to wait out the clock. That's
Yeah.
what they were doing, and
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it too. It's not that I mean, just because I was usually a supervisor doesn't mean anything. I was waiting out the clock too. Hey, the weekend, um, So you really,
Thank God for Friday. Yeah.
really, you're not doing anything but pushing yourself if you're forcing yourself to work too many hours in a day.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that.
30 hours a week, like is
It's kind
my
of like
schedule.
what am I trying to say? Working remote. Yes, working remote. It's like
Working
most
remote. Yeah.
people who work remote actually get more done because they're not having to commute and they don't have all the distractions because part of your week in a corporate setting is catching up on the gossip, let's be honest,
Mm-hmm.
and socializing. And of course, like I said, that last few hours on Friday, you ain't really doing much of anything. You're just waiting out the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So they found that and that's what blows my mind when offices are like, no, you've got to come back now. And I'm like, y'all are making a mistake there. Big time, because people tend to do more at home.
Yeah.
Or remote.
Yeah.
It is.
And retail is another example of the 5-hour workday. If I schedule somebody for 4 to 5 hours, they kicked butt. But if I scheduled them for an 8-hour shift, they were like
Dragging, right?
the entire time,
Mm-hmm.
not wanting to be there at all.
So they come in and they're not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then the last few hours, they're just trying to wait out the clock.
Yep.
So 5 hours is just perfect amount of time, really.
It is. And then you got the people that do 12-hour shifts, and the first 4 hours they're having to catch up on what wasn't done the last day. And then the last 4 hours they're trying to make everything ready for the next day. And that wasn't cool either.
Yeah.
You act like you know me.
I think we all have the same mindset. It's just, oh man. All right, so let me see. I love how Dawn is trying, and that's all it takes. You just gotta try one change at a time.
That's all you gotta do.
Really, really trying to make sure she understands that she does not have to work 24/7.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the outside.
Yeah. Hey, Jocelyn.
I'm trying to find my quiet button over here because my phone keeps going off.
And again, my biggest energy drain and emotional drain was just dealing with other people. And it wasn't all about the gossip or anything. It was just having people around.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. Now I'm like, cool. My brain is clearer unless, there's a change of medication or there's a migraine or something like that. And I feel like I get more done. But
that's what can be really weird about events. It's like I am like an extroverted introvert. So it's like
An ambivert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just squirrely and happy and let's go when we're at the event, and then I'm the one that falls asleep halfway home.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
My social batteries have been used.
Yeah.
Bye.
I call it my retail mask.
Mm-hmm.
You put your retail mask on whenever you're at events or something like that, so that you can remain cool and energized. And
I like that we're honest about it as authors. We're just like looking at people going, no, I mean, it's not that I'm being fake to you. I'm just saying I prefer to be cuddled in my little corner and not talking to people. And especially not face to face.
I need both.
You need both.
I need both.
You need both? Okay.
So, yeah. So, yes, I will go to an event and I will be on. And then I get home and I make a blanket fort,
Yeah.
and I might stay in my blanket fort and draw or watch horror movies or whatever. Whatever, like, gives me spoons back,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
give myself a little wine and some cheese,
Yeah. I mean, and like,
like.
yeah, work was like that for me. I would get off work, I would come home, I would eat something, I would fall asleep. Period. Because that mask came off, and I'm like, I'm tired.
Being able to check in with yourself when you get home is integral. And sometimes we are so hustle that we don't take that time.
Dawn,
Oh,
seriously, you come back to the light.
come
There's
back to
cookies.
the light.
There's blanket forts.
Yeah, you're in that nice little spot.
With wine and cheese. Yeah.
You're just inside the blanket fort, but talking to us.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Being a chatterbox is fine.
Yeah. Let me go
It's
back.
like I've gotten to where I don't schedule like the one that we did yesterday. It's like for one thing, I didn't know that it was going to be so much about the book. the one that I did yesterday. And so I was so happy because I saw her in the chat and I was like, yes, please. But Donna's she loves her shadows, so she'll do everything in the chat instead of being on the screen if she can help it.
Yeah.
If I could go live without any lights on whatsoever, I would. But y'all wouldn't be able to see me, and my husband tells me, no, you have to have lights on, and I'm like,
well, you can always adjust it. Like I can go a little bit darker. I told James, I was like, that's the reason I put the pretty lights up on the string lights back here, because if I really wanted to go dark, I could just do that and put that on and be like, ooh, look, it's cozy. We're fine.
Yeah. Then I'd fall asleep halfway through the stream and be like, oh shit.
During the marathon, I was like, I'm surprised that did not happen a couple of times.
I know. I fell asleep during a couple of the chats sometimes, or the productivity sprint.
The productivity.
Yeah. And then when people started talking, I'm like, okay, I'm awake.
Yeah, that did happen to me once. I was like, I hope they didn't notice that.
All right, so we still got a little bit of time. Where is the line between creativity and disrespect of a genre norm? How far can you go when changing expectations?
Ooh.
And this could be also stretched out to like formatting and stuff. Like I've noticed some books are formatted very differently than what I was taught to format. And I question, I mean, is it a bad thing, or are more people actually enjoying that? Especially as I'm losing my vision. I kind of appreciate like each paragraph being space. It's going to cost more money if you get a print book, if you do the print book. But at the same time, I'm noticing that more people are doing it, especially in ebook format. They're putting spaces where we were always taught no space,
Yeah. I
So
think that's the reason why I made I'm No Hero. The font in here is huge. And the reason why I did that, there is a reason. Because I wanted mom and dad to read it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, eventually I will go back and change it and do a regular font, but it's all right. I picked up a book the other day that didn't have chapter breaks. Like it flowed right into the next chapter. I mean, it did have like the chapter 2, chapter 3, or whatever, but there is no empty space in between, and it didn't start on its own page like normal books.
Like it didn't change scenes or
No, it changed scene. It just
okay.
there is no page break.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's a format thing. Okay.
Words.
No,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's different, but at the same time, in that case, they're saving space, right?
Exactly.
It's like I don't do all of my and I've been questioning this. I don't do all my chapters on the same side, and that's a traditional
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, so should I do that? And then, like I said, I read several of them that my brain enjoyed better because there were spaces between paragraphs. Because I think my brain enjoys it better because of fan fiction, because of coming from collaborative writing, RPGs, stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's how my brain is like, oh, that's this, this is different people, or this is, something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my question. And that's why it came up. I was like, okay, yeah, but again, like happily ever afters are expected at the end of every romance. And if it's not a happily ever after, it's not considered a romance.
It's considered a dark romance, not a yeah.
Or
It's
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 considered
in the
another
horror
genre, or
genre.
it's considered another genre with elements of romance.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's like, okay, but sometimes people don't get together. So,
Right.
and it's been a
So
romance all the way
disrespect of a
through,
genre
but
norm. I am kind of curious about the disrespect of a genre norm. Like,
that's what I just gave an example of. If
yeah,
if somebody names something.
how far can you go when changing expectations? Tropes exist for a reason, and there are reader expectations in whatever genre, right?
Mhm.
So,
Margaret,
uh,
give me the
AGA.
HA.
You had one job.
It goes with tropes too. You're right. Like people expect a certain thing when they hear reverse harem. They expect a certain thing when they hear um harem. The two are different, right? But at the same
The
time,
two are
or
different. Yeah.
polycule, or why choose, and it's like, but which one is it? When you're actually the author, and you don't want to
Mm.
tick anybody off or make them expect
Mhm.
something that they don't expect, when there are so many different definitions for these things. Because I have seen some knockdown drag out fights in social media over this. I'm just like, wow, guys.
And therein again, it's like, are you judging the writer too much? I mean, maybe the writer is trying this new thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw it. So that's where this question comes from. That's what I saw somebody call it. Disrespecting the genre, or disrespecting the trope. And I'm like, oh, or I guess you could also say disrespecting readers, or disrespecting reader expectations by listing this trope in your
And flipping it
novel,
on its
but it's not
and
exactly what they expected. So
mhm.
then they go after that author, and the author's like, but it does contain that.
Yeah.
Technically, it does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to see if everybody had an opinion on that.
My brain You don't want to know what I thought after I read this.
You write naughty boys, so
I do, and they are taking over the brain. Period. That's the reason why there might be like a loading circle on my forehead every now and then, because I'm trying to come up with something else other than, yeah.
I like what Margaret said. Yes. I'm the chaos bringer.
Thank you, Dawn. I need more.
I'm a graphic designer, and formatting is something that, like, I had a whole class on formatting when I was in college. And I have as a designer, I have expectations in a book, to look a certain way. And hi.
Same.
Mm.
It's just it's like I want to make sure that I'm keeping it where it needs to be, but at the same time, it's like if there's a practical reason, I like that. Flexible on tropes, as those are where you can try any twist on an old tool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I like.
I agree.
What about the satire? Like, some of my books have a certain trope in it, but then I twist it around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? Because
Why not?
it's different, sort of, every now.
It's like when we
It
used to be writing this, and people would ask us what we're writing, and they would automatically assume that we were writing a standard romance, and I was
Mhm.
like, but then when Gabe and John Michelle get to who? Wait, what? Like, yeah, they're a gay couple basically, or a gay and
Yeah.
pansexual, and they're like, oh.
Yeah. Don, that's good, but it was also, there's a cure for dryness, and it's simple and it's cheap.
No. You're right,
I would not
Sebastian.
believe it at all.
Oh gosh.
Let's see.
Who has actually gotten more funny. I've been enjoying the changes and stuff that we've been writing as far as our vampire is concerned.
Vampires are fun to play with.
HEA
Mm-hmm.
is happily ever after, and HFN is happy for now.
For now.
Both of those are considered romance. Romances have to be either or, but mostly happy ever after.
Mhm.
And we're going to absolutely destroy people with our last prequel.
Yeah.
So that would definitely not land in romance unless we landed in dark romance, I guess. I think it's more historic fantasy than anything else.
Do we want to wrap up?
See,
Sorry.
I did that too.
Well, that was a alarm. I have alarms set throughout the day to remind me to do certain things, like eat.
I get it.
So yeah.
Yes. Samantha is snark. She is embodied snark when it comes to she's just like, look, I'm a human surrounded by supernaturals. What do y'all expect?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. You gotta do something. keep up with the crowd. All right. So we had a couple of lovely conversations, I think. Even though we didn't. Well, we came up with answers for the first one, so I mean, tips.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Jocelyn just put a comment up, and I wanted to find out what exactly she meant. I think sometimes breaking expectations can cause readers to reject narratives. If that makes sense, do you mean that they would, because we break expectations,
They would DNF if
DNF,
they didn't see the trope, maybe?
or are you saying that they might change and think, oh, this is different, I like this? I think I've seen it both ways. So if
Yeah.
people would actually give them a chance, though, that again, like you said, they might DNF it as soon as they're like, this isn't what I was expecting. I'm like, guys, give it a chance.
Yeah.
At least.
I do my books like I do anime episodes 3. I give it 3. And if I'm still somewhat interested, then I go on. And then if something happens in one of those later episodes that I don't quite like, I give it 3 more. And then I cut it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
DNF. Okay, I just wanted to be sure that's what you were meant.
Okay.
I mean, Skinner screwed that up, though. Skinner made a really bad decision in the past. And now somebody that might have been an ally wants to do bad things that I can't say here to that person instead. So as rule breakers expect to be DNF'd, how will we ever get to something new that way? And that was part of my question. Like, there are some creative ideas out there that are different, but as an author, I have to be willing to be DNF'd by a lot of people because they don't want to do. James's book's perfect example. When he first released his books, the Portal stuff, he listed it as harem because it is essentially a harem, but it's not what the main audience expected, because the main audience, when they hear harem, think, ooh, big guy that's always going to be, in the center, and no matter what he does, everybody loves him, and that's not what he wrote. Like, his guy's in the center of a lot of ladies, but at the same time, it's more of a poly situation, because there's respect there, and there's building. Like, he builds the relationships and stuff. He had to rewrite several things, but yeah, over time he got it. And I was like, this actually reads really good. You should try a reverse harem, because I think you can do that. I didn't know that's what he's doing.
There are going to be readers that don't care if you break the rules. They're going to love it because it is something new, because it is something unexpected. And then there are people that read certain books because they want that trope, they want that end of genre expectation, because they need to feel that. So I think if in your blurb or like a trigger warning or something like that, put in the ending might not be what you expect. That way you don't give any spoilers or anything, and they can choose whether they want to read it or not.
Right.
Yeah, it can be, for me, I put something called, and it winds up being kind of also a trigger warning, author note up front, to let people know, hey, this book's got this subject matter in it. So if you're not cool with that, don't read. So that's, and that way, like, especially when they're looking at, well, I mean, I don't know if the others do it, but yeah, I think they do. Barnes & Noble does too. KDP and Barnes & Noble and stuff, they give you a certain amount of pages that you can read as a sample, and the author's note is up front so that people can see that before they purchase. but it doesn't. I don't put it explicitly on the description.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, what? It is a harem
Yep.
romance, but isn't full of threesome and foursome, so the thirsty book girls get mad. Well, in this case, it was the thirsty boys. The thirsty boys were like, "Let me give this a 1 star because how dare you not be
Yeah,
misogynistic?
how dare you?
You're
Yeah.
supposed to be misogynistic in this book."
Yeah. I hate that. Oh my gosh, I hate that. All right, we need to wrap this up.
Sorry.
You're good. Just again, get off on tangents. It's okay. It's expected. All right. So, Rach, if you want to do your outro, and then Sako.
You can find me on racheldadams.com. And I think all my social links should be there. Also, the link to go sign up for the newsletter, because that's where you're going to get updates and special edition stuff and free books and etc. I write urban fantasy, paranormal romance, and am looking forward to this year because I also have a high fantasy and a sci-fi planned later. So look out for the updates.
Nice.
All right. I am Sako Toomey. I write horror under the name Cass Voight. I've been published 6 times over, but I've got 3 books like novels. You can find me on the internet as Sako Toomey or Psycho Sako, and it'll give you all of my it is a snooze. Sorry. You can Google me at Sako Toomey or Psycho Sako or whatever, and it'll bring you all of my social media. You can find me on Discord as Psycho Sako. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on Facebook. And you should drop a line sometime. I would love to hear from you.
Nice. There are links to both Rach and Sako in the description box now because I wasn't sure who was joining me. So I always put the links in after we have everybody up on screen. So thank you for joining us. We will have another Breaking the Block episode right here next Sunday at 11 a.m. And bring your questions. Yeah, so that, we won't be kind of brain dead and floundering. I will be going live Monday and Tuesday and Friday at 3, not Friday, Monday and Tuesday at 3 p.m. And I will be off for the weekend, and we will be back Sunday because it's Hub's birthday. And we
Happy birthday, Kenzo.
We gotta show him some special love. So, all right. Bye, y'all.